Today we're going to look at our first architecture drawing here. You can see we're going to be completing a front elevation and also a floor plan for this single-story house, 2 bedrooms. So you want to find this in your packet. I also have just 4 general steps. Step 1 being interior walls, exterior walls. Step 2, getting openings for doors and windows. Step 3, kind of doing some details for the kitchen, bathroom, like cabinets, some of the plumbing stuff. And then step 4, details for notes, dimensions, labels. And there's also 4 steps for the elevation, which would be on the last few pages here, which we'll get to later. You can also find this on the Canvas page in the Intro to Architecture module. Here's the floor plan, drawings, and then also you're going to need this template, ArcDraw 48. So no longer use CAD borders. This is the new architecture template we'll be using, which will look kind of like this. So you'll have to download that. Notice there's no ANSI A, B, C, or D down here. Our layers are a little bit different as well. But everything will be done in model space for this drawing. Couple notes too before we begin. We've been doing lots of mechanical stuff, so now we're going to switch gears to architecture. So being able to read a set of plans for a house. We're going to use a new tool called Polyline to start this. I'll show you how that works. 2 important notes are right here, that exterior walls are 6 inches thick. They need to be a little bit thicker due to insulation, maybe a finished material such as brick. Whereas interior walls are only 4 inches because it's a standard 2x4 wall with drywall. A polyline is a connected sequence of segments created as a single object. I'll show you how that works here in a little bit. We'll also need to set a line type scale, which is LT scale in CAD. We'll need to set that to 15 so we can see our hidden line, since now the floor plan is much bigger than some of the mechanical parts we've been doing. And we'll also take a look at a symbol library, which is a library of drafting symbols, architectural symbols such as doors, windows that you can insert into your drawing. So again, to start, we need to know exterior walls are 6. That's the perimeter of it. That would also include this door right here, or this wall right here that the front door is in. That's also exterior. Then everything else on the inside is interior, and it'll be 4 inches. So when you start this, you want to, here's what it'll look like when it's done. So again, you want to start with the ArcDraw 48. Do not use CAD borders. We'll be starting with the floor plan, then moving on to the elevation. So make sure you download this file from Canvas. You're working with feet and inches. So if I wanted to draw a line, it defaults to inches. So if I type in, say, 10 and hit enter, it's going to draw a line that's 10 inches. See, it's pretty small. If I want a line that's 10 feet, I have to type in 10 with the foot symbol and then hit enter. So again, that's 10 inches and that's 10 feet. If I want 10 feet, 10 inches, I would do 10 with the foot symbol and then 10 again and then hit enter. So that would be 10 feet, 10 inches. You also want to use polyline. The difference between regular line and polyline, I'm just going to try to quickly draw a random shape here, and that's using regular line. And if I go to offset, say 6 inches, if this was an exterior wall, you notice how I have to offset it several times. Each line needs to be offset, and I'll have to go back and clean it up because all the corners are either not connected or they need to be trimmed. So that's regular line, whereas if I use polyline, the difference is it'll be one connected sequence of lines. So it'll be one offset instead of several. So if I use polyline and I try to draw that roughly that same shape again, going over, let's see, up, kind of draw some steps in there. Now when I do my 6-inch offset, I click it and go in. See, it's much quicker and easier. It's one offset and everything is cleaned up and trimmed. So that's the difference between using polyline and just regular line. So make sure we're using polyline to start. And it doesn't really matter where you start. Well, let's go up upper left corner here somewhere is fine. And I'm going to click here. And I'm going to go over this way 34 feet. And you'll need your plans out. You know, this is a big rectangle. It's 34 feet by 24 feet. So I'm starting with that. So down 24 feet, 34 feet, and then back up 24 feet. Again, it's all I click it, it's all one connected sequence because I used polyline. So now when I offset 6 inches, I want to offset in, and all corners are cleaned up and trimmed nice. So there's my exterior walls. Now I'm going to have to come in and start doing the interior. For instance, the bedroom walls, they're 11'6". So from this edge to this edge is 11'6". So I'm going to want to offset this wall over 11'6". Before you offset, you're going to need to click these lines and actually explode them because we don't want them to all be one connected sequence right now. So I want to click explode, which is this button here below erase, or you could type in explode as well. And when you do that, you'll notice that now, see, these are all individual lines again. So when I go to offset, I'm going to start with that 11'6". Offset 11'6", and I got to click the very outside line and go to the right. So now I just offset over 11'6". Now I have this 4-inch wall. So that'll be my next offset, 4 inches. So offset 4 inches. And here's where you need to be very careful because I can click this line, but I need to make sure I offset it the correct way. Do I need to go left or do I need to go to the right? So you need to look at your plans very carefully, and you'll see that 11'6" dimension is to the right side of the wall. So that would mean I want to offset to the left. So if I go back here, yeah, we're going to go to the left 4 inches. The width of the bathroom is 5 feet. So that'll be my next offset. So O, enter, 5 feet, enter. And again, be careful which line you're offsetting. It's going to be the right one. And I'm going to go right. Offset 4 inches. Gotta see here. So I offsetted this inside one to the right. And it looks like that's also on the inside of the wall. So I want to do the next offset to the right 4 inches. So again, you got to really pay attention, look closely, and make sure you're going the right way, or else everything will be thrown off. Okay, so 4 inches, and I want to go to the right 4 inches. And what I like to do really quick is grab a dimension line and just quickly dimension this just to make sure that it's right. Because if you do make a mistake, it's pretty easy to fix right now. But if you don't catch this mistake to the very end, if there are any mistakes, it's going to be a lot harder to fix and take more time. So 11'6", 5 foot, 17'6". That looks good. Now we got to go down. So we're going to do the 8'6", 3'4", and so on. So the 8'6" is the first one, and that's for the bathroom. So we want to go over here again. We're going to do an offset, 8'6". I go from the very top down. Offset 4 inches. Now this one, I'm looking at my plans, and it looks like I need to go up 4 inches. Again, I knew it was up because I saw this 8'6" is to the bottom of the wall. So that means I want to go up 4 inches. And now I'll do 3'4", and I'll go down. Okay, so offset 3'4". And that's going to be the bottom line down. Offset 4 inches. And I want to go down again. Next up is going to be the closets, which are 2'5". I want to offset the top line down 2'5". Offset 4 inches. And I want to go down. Next up is going to be 4 feet. And for the 4 foot dimension, I want to start at the top and go down. offset 4 inches. This one, it looks like it's going to be here, and I actually want to go up 4 inches. You can see where I'm at. I went down 4 feet. That's to the bottom. So now I need to offset up 4 inches. Then I'll do the 3'11". And that's going to be from the bottom down. Now this last offset, I'm actually going to go 6 inches because this is an exterior wall right here where the front door is. So that's 6 inches. So I'm going to want to offset down 6 inches. All right, so that's an exterior wall there. So now let's do the same thing. Let's dimension this, make sure it's correct. So from here to the bottom, 8'6". From the bottom to the top, should be 3'4". From here to the top, 2'5". From the top here, so it looks like the bottom here should be 4 feet. And then from the bottom there to the top here is 3'11". And then last would be from here to the very bottom, should be 1'10". So again, double check that those are all correct. Then what I can do is start trimming a little bit. Like I'm going to do a TR, enter, enter. And I can start getting rid of things. Like this wall here was for the bathroom, so I don't need it in the bed over here or through over here through the kitchen. And that was a dimension line. I'm going to drag that over. Okay, so I'm going to do another TR, enter, enter. The front door was here, so I need to get rid of this, and that. Also, this is going to be a bedroom down here, so I can get rid of this one. And I can get rid of this because I don't want that wall going through my living room. These are the closets, the 2'5" closets, which I'll need to keep the top line, so I can get rid of this, as well as the bottom one. I can get rid of this little part. That's going to be a little opening between by the front door and the living room. You'll also notice there's a closet right here. I need to get these walls in. This is a mechanical closet for a water heater or any other mechanical equipment. It's 3 feet by 3'2". So that's the next thing I'll do. So I'm going to offset 3 feet. That's going to be from the very outside in. Then I got to do my 4-inch back. And then it goes up 3'2". So offset 3'2". And that's actually going to be from the top up. I can delete these. And then offset 4 inches down. So that right there is the closet. I'm going to do a TR enter. I'm going to keep this line, enter, get rid of all that. Same thing here, another TR enter, keep this line, get rid of all this. And another one for the bottom, get rid of that. So there's our closet. I can offset over 6 feet because that's how far over that little area for the washer dryer goes. So that would be the left one over 6 feet. Offset 4. Back to the right, and then I can connect a line right there. So for the most part, that takes care of most of step 1. Actually, one last one we need to do is the bedroom closets here. You'll notice there's this 5'9" dimension. So we want to offset over 5'9". That gets you to the middle. So if that gets you to the middle, you're going to want to offset 2 inches each way to get the 4-inch interior wall. So offset 5'9". from the very outside over. And again, that's going to be the middle. So I'll offset 2. I'll go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. And I can delete the middle line. And then I'll trim all of this and all of that. So now I have my 2 closets for each bedroom. So after that, I can kind of clean it up a little bit. Like there's some extra lines and stuff I need to get rid of. But for the most part, we are now done with step 1. So in the next video, we'll start looking at step 2. So make sure you save your work. Again, do a file, save as, and let's save this now as floor plan in our Google Drive.